things that are in programming that a lot. Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, Manny, and I'm coming to you live from the Manny J Media Studio here in Worcester, Massachusetts, and I'm with my friend Victoria Mariano of the Worcester Business Improvement District.
Very close.
Ah,
Downtown Worcester Business Improvement
ah,
District. Very, very close.
We
though.
even practice it. Oh, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the only one who messes up the name. There's a lot of words in there.
That's
All
right.
right, so let's do that again. The Downtown Worcester Business Improvement District.
That's right. Or nicknamed Downtown Worcester Bid or The Bid.
I like the bid.
The bid
We
is
should
good.
go. Can we just
Yeah.
say the bid for the
The
rest of
bid.
the show?
Yep.
Okay. All right, great. And for you guys, just get familiar with the bid. And if you're not already, go up there, click that link for the Downtown Worcester Business Improvement District, and follow, share, make sure that we're really uplifting this great community organization because it really is here for all of us, especially those in the business community. So I would like to start by allowing you just to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit of a brief background about the Worcester Business Improvement District, the
Sure.
BID.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Victoria Mariano. I'm the program director for the Downtown Worcester Bid, the Bid. And it's a nonprofit organization that's been around for over 5 years, just over 5 years now.
Yeah.
And it's very small but very mighty team.
Yeah.
And we are actually funded by the property owners within a particular boundary. It's a 4x5 block radius surrounding City Hall.
Oh, wow.
And so we focus our efforts on that particular district. And the whole goal is to make a more safe, welcoming, vibrant, economically and socially viable downtown Worcester. And that is geared towards all stakeholders, property owners, business owners, residents, tourists, visitors, just, for the day, for the month, for the whoever. Basically, anyone who walks in our district will benefit from our services.
Okay. Now, I know you said the downtown area. Can you just give me a more specific outline of what we're looking at?
Yeah. So our boundaries are Myrtle Street,
Okay.
McGrath Boulevard, Main Street, and last one is like, I can't think of that last name, but it's basically right where the DCU Center is. So the DCU Center is kind of just outside.
I think Major Taylor Boulevard, maybe?
Nope. I think that one's
the next street over?
Yeah, I think it tees with Major Taylor.
Okay.
But I know that like one of the last buildings is 370 Main Street, and then after that, like some Mechanics Hall is directly outside. DCU is directly outside. But while
are you gonna be able to expand at some point? Is that
would be the goal?
At?
Absolutely, we would love to be able to expand. And one of our biggest programs, the Ambassador Program.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be honest with you, that's how I first learned about you guys was through the Ambassador Program because it's just so nice to see people out and about and literally beautifying our streets.
Yeah, it's made a big difference, I think, for that district. That is our biggest program, and it's our most visible one, and it has a really huge impact. They are outside every day cleaning the streets, from a large mess that needs to be power washed to a single cigarette butt. They don't miss a thing, and they do multiple tours per day, every day. Even some holidays.
What do you mean they do multiple tours?
So they'll walk the same streets multiple times.
Oh, to make sure that if any new accumulation gets picked up right away, so it doesn't accumulate too much. Very smart.
That's right.
Very smart.
So, for instance, they could clean a whole street, and then 2 minutes later, a dog poops on the sidewalk. But then they're going to be coming back. So, like, nothing is really left for too long if it does happen after they clean. So it maintains this, not just a extreme level of cleanliness, but you feel good about walking down the streets. Like when it's clean and you're not stepping in stuff, or you're not bothered by seeing a mess anymore, that you're able to think about and look at the beautiful aspects of downtown, like amazing architecture and the great small businesses and the art and
beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
And not just the murals on the walls, which are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the artists that contribute to the amazing art downtown. But the sculptures that you see around, there's a lot of great stuff. And, it's so much more enjoyable when you're touring through a clean, safe feeling environment.
Exactly. And it's unfortunate because you step a couple blocks outside of it, and it's like night and day difference, which is why, it would be great to expand.
Right.
And that's definitely a long-term goal.
Hopefully the city really does take note, because you can see it. That shows you as a city, as the people who are managing our city, that these services are needed. That it works.
Yeah, and honestly, it's once you are familiar with the concepts of the bids, you start to kind of notice them in other cities that you're visiting, because it is a really popular style of nonprofit to exist in this country, and actually outside of the country as well. A lot of your major tourist cities have business improvement districts, and it's the city only has so much resources, has so much time, so it's really necessary to supplement.
I think you're very sweet. I really do, and I like that you're playing devil's advocate and trying to alleviate some of that burden from the city. But one of the main reasons why we have a municipal government and something to help our city function is for basic needs, like making sure we have a clean environment to live in. And when there's a celebrity or a politician coming to town, or when it's opening day at Polo Park, those street sweepers come out quick, and they don't have an expense those days. So I'm just saying, if they wanted to, they could very well do a little bit more to make sure that these programs like the Ambassador Program are expanded because they're seeing it. They're seeing the proof is right in front of their face of how valuable a program that is. And then you would have more of an influx of business and pedestrians wanting to visit these areas because they're like, whoa, they're paying attention to it, they're caring about it. So should I.
No, absolutely. I think that's why the bid as a organization in general is so widely popular around the whole country, because it does make the efforts of bids make a huge difference, and the ambassador program is one of them, and that's also a good segue into another one of our major programs is events, and the ambassadors are a big part of that success as well, because they help us with every event, and not just events that we produce or co-produce or partner with other community organizations, but anyone who does an event in our district can utilize the ambassador help and our event kit.
Really?
So we really encourage people
and
to
is
come.
that free to the
That's
people? Free. Really?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Maybe.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And it makes a big difference because then you're not doing an event alone.
Right.
Like you have the support.
Wow.
Yeah. It's great.
I had no idea. That's amazing.
It's great.
And so it's really something that you guys should take note. How does one take advantage of these resources? Is there membership involved?
So as long as they're located within our district, within those boundaries, which we have on our website, downtownworcester.org, you just kind of click on our map. Okay, it's within there. Or maybe you decide to do an event downtown because you can utilize this help.
Yeah.
And we're always happy to help pick out a location as well. But right on our website, downtown.org, there's an event kit link.
Yeah.
And there's a little form where you can click, I want to use 2 tents, 4 tables. I need help setting up and breaking down.
Wow.
And then you just submit that, and we respond back to you.
And
that's that.
You help with what you got, whatever resources you have available. Yeah. You're willing to contribute.
That's right. So that we list everything on that form that we have available, so they can kind of go through and see what options they have, and then just all they do is click, I want to use this, and this help. This date, this time.
That's cool.
And then it's a really efficient system.
And how long has this been around? Because I've been involved in many events, and I wish I could have used ambassadors at the time.
Yeah, it's helpful for sure. I mean, it's like why I think our events are so successful too, because that ambassador assistance is really necessary, because it's a lot of work to do an outdoor event. There's no question.
The events program, is that new or has it been around for a couple years?
It's been a few years now.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's been about maybe 3 years since they've had that program. But we add stuff to it. We see get feedback what's needed, and but I think the biggest thing is the tents and tables can be expensive if you're doing a one-off event. So that's a really commonly used one. But also stanchions, it's stanchions are the kind of barrier things.
They're expensive.
They're expensive and they're weird to buy for one event. What are you going to do with them again? Know? So it's that kind of thing. It's helpful.
I wish I knew. We just did. Well, I mean, we were literally right out of bounds at Mechanics Hall, but I wish I knew. We would have loved to have stanchions at our red carpet event. But now I know.
Now you know. Yeah. Now everyone who's listening knows.
We need you to expand your limits to include Mechanics Hall, just for us.
Hey, helping to plug that is a good thing. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And, we're talking a little bit about the city's involvement, but that's the good thing about you being a nonprofit is that there are grants available, that you're able to take advantage of. But also the community could really help in making more funding available to your program just by the interest that they show and the involvement that they have with you, right?
The community, meaning just people in general, anyone.
The people in general, or even the downtown businesses in your district. Yeah,
no, I think every year we kind of take the model of our events and figure out what ways can we include more people. And I think a great example of that is the Movies on the Common this year, which has traditionally been more produced by the city of Worcester. Then the Downtown Worcester bid partnered with them, and now it's a little bit more around downtown Worcester this year in terms of producing and the bid. And so this year, almost every movie we have a community partner, so that each movie's planning what movie are we going to play, what pre-activities are going to be there, what food vendors should we have, or how can we interact with the businesses surrounding the event is all planned together with a community partner.
That's dope. So it's very community oriented by the community for the community.
Yes, that's right.
Dope.
Instead of us just being like, this is what it's going to be, we're
And
like,
I do want to
let's
say,
partner, you know?
Yeah, that's dope. And I did notice the
community partner for July 18th.
I'm sorry, who's the partner on July 18th? I don't know.
So July 18th, out to lunch, Manny J is emceeing.
That's right, Manny J Radio. I did know that. I wanted you to look it up and be surprised because I didn't know how much you knew. But no,
I was prepared.
I'm very, very excited to announce that, yes, on July 18th, out to lunch, I will be hosting, emceeing. And also, I would like to announce as well that one of my dear favorite artists in the community, Sunta Africa, will be performing. That's going to be an amazing day. And then that night, there's also going to be movie on the Common as well.
That night is actually
right?
not. Yes, it is. Yeah, that night is.
I did my homework.
You're right.
I just wanted to know what I was doing that day.
18th or the 25th? No, you're right. That night is filmed in Worcester night, which
of course it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Manny J Media thing. Of course it's
perfect
Worcester
lineup.
night.
Yeah. And that's going to be a Free Guy, and that's actually going to be hosted by comic Latasha Hughes, who's also going to be doing a set.
Who is one of my favorite people in the world? Your favorite neighborhood girl. We love her. You did.
You worked on Free Guy. Oh, that's fantastic. Perfect.
I actually, is that like, that's the big budget movie? Well, I don't know if it was, but
it was
I've
Ryan
seen
Reynolds.
it. Yeah. That's such a great movie.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that was filmed here.
Yep, it was on. A lot of it was on Portland Street. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to rewatch it and see like.
Well, you'll have to watch it that night with us.
There we go. And I have a perfect excuse to review it and see the different Worcester.
And part of the feature too is Edgar Luna, who works with all the movies through the city of Worcester here downtown. He's going to be doing a behind the scenes talk about it as well. So it's always fun to learn about the little kind of nuances and maybe things we may not know about what happens with bringing a movie here. So he'll give a behind the scenes talk as well.
Absolutely. And maybe John and I could do a little bit of something too about that. We'll see.
Yeah.
Huh? We're going to be there.
We're definitely going to be there. Yeah.
I think talking about, your experience working, as a Worcester resident on the film is a great thing for people to hear. I think a lot of people are curious about it. We had talked about that in a staff meeting. Like, it'd be really cool to hear a local person's story on how they went about trying to be in or work with a movie. So in case anyone else was interested in participating on a work level, like, I think it's good information.
Cool to have a panel, because you have Edgar Luna, and then you have John, and maybe there's another person or two that might have contributed to that movie. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is a big name. It's a great movie too. I enjoyed it. So
someone in this room directed a movie recently.
July 18th. I did. Are we going to talk about that?
You can talk about that with her.
I did. All right. Yeah. So we did direct a movie.
That's fantastic.
I directed.
Congratulations.
A movie. I directed a movie, guys. We're working on it now. It's not out yet, but it is coming out. It's actually a documentary. Give details. On the Dirty Gerund. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Yeah, of course.
So the Dirty Gerund is a poetry night that they have every Monday night at Ralph's Rock Diner.
That's great.
And they're an amazing troupe of people.
Yeah.
Ever expanding, ever so talented, and so we did a little in-depth look at what it takes to present.
That's great.
That night every week.
I'll definitely be watching that.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun, and we're gonna first present it at Ralph's Rock Diner. So
great.
We want to make sure that we bring it back home before we release it out into the wild. But I'm very excited.
Great
It's
idea.
my first director credit, and City of Worcester is really Hollywood East. I really believe that we're so many different talented individuals, from lighting to sound to directing to producing to all what it takes to make a movie, which is not easy.
No.
But the thing that I think would be interesting for you is just to know how many Worcester businesses come together to make that happen.
Yeah.
Whether they're individual contractors or organizations or companies.
It's a big economic stimulator.
Yeah, so it'll be nice. Hopefully on July 18th, you guys come out, join us, and we can talk about all this amazing stuff that we've been doing.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'd love that.
It's going to be fun. But I did want to bring it back to the events and the movies on the Common. I want to say I'm a little bit sad because I wasn't able to make it to the premiere movie, which was Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
And I did see... That was an overwhelming success. You guys had to turn people away.
Yeah. So what happened was at the nth hour, there was going to be a thunderstorm. Yeah. And
that
so we're like,
no
thunderstorm with the movie equipment,
with
not
kids.
So much, and kids.
Yeah.
And honestly, the heat was dangerous.
Yeah, the heat was not
the heat was
our
dangerous.
friend. That's right.
So it was actually kind of good that the thunderstorm kind of pushed us inside because it protected people against the heat.
And shout out to J-Mac, for coming through at the last
really,
hour.
Truly. I mean, just the transition was actually really smooth. The one downside was having to turn people away, but we gave people $10 food vouchers for the next movie if we turned them away.
That's dope.
So we didn't leave them empty-handed.
That's really cool.
And we're for the next rain dates, because all the rain dates are inside.
Yeah.
So for the next ones, we're gonna make sure it's hoping it's gonna be in the brick box.
Yeah.
And if not, I am gonna hope to look for a bigger, so we can accommodate everybody that shows up.
Hanover Theater. We're looking at you because you are definitely in the district. So.
I have an idea. I'm not going to announce on the radio, but if
Hall,
I pull it off, then I'll definitely let you know.
Maybe Mechanics Hall can offer to host, and that way they can maybe get their way into the district, just by in-kind services, right? Maybe.
I mean, well, I would absolutely love to host in Mechanics Hall.
It's a good idea, though, don't you think?
Yeah. But I think, for this at least, Mechanics Hall is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
There's no
and it would
question.
Fit all of us.
I would love to be in Mechanics Hall. I think what happened is when we had one of the ambassadors actually standing where the movie was going to be, and everyone who naturally went to the Common is like, oh, it's over there now. And so then they didn't have to repark. They didn't have to
that was
walk
a very
too
easy
far.
Transition.
And so, then it's just a quick, 2-second walk away. But yeah, so for the future, it's every third Thursday. It starts at 6 p.m. With pre-activities, and then the movies are begin at dusk. But if we do move it inside, we do typically move it up a little bit, so you have to watch for that. So some people did come to the Barbie movie a little bit after we had started it because we didn't need to wait for dusk anymore.
Right.
And the June one is the longest wait, so we were like, it's good that we don't have to wait till dusk.
Yeah.
Because it's a 2-hour wait for that one compared to, it gets shorter and shorter each month, each time.
Right.
But we have a great lineup of movies. We got Free Guy.
Well, we'll talk more about that lineup of movies in just a moment. Oh, wow.
Sure.
I should take that call. I can't take that call, but I wish I could. We'll talk about that and more about the events and everything that the Worcester Business Improvement District, downtown Worcester Business Improvement District, the bid, has lined up and in store for us this summer. Right after these messages from our sponsors. Thank you guys so much for helping us out. We appreciate you.
Manny J Media is brought to you by
And spreading the word. A big one.
All right. And welcome back to InnerViews with Victoria Mariano.
You got it.
I got nervous.
You got it.
Give me 1 second. Let me shut off the volume because we didn't do that before the show. Oh my goodness. I apologize about that. I have a couple friends. Oh my goodness. Sorry about this, John. The thing is I turned down the volume, but there's different volumes. All right, now that you heard my ringtone 1,000 times, oh my God. So Victoria Mariano of the Worcester Downtown Business Improvement District, the bid, thank you so much for coming through and telling us all about everything that the bid is doing and is about. So before we went to our little break, you were talking about the lineup of movies.
Movies on the Common. Yeah.
Movies on the Common this summer. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
Next up is
Filmed in Worcester Night with Free Guy, and that includes a comedy set from Latasha Hughes and an inside scoop on filming in Worcester from Edgar Luna.
Yeah.
And then August 15th is Mystery Night, and that's a partnership with and Filmed in Worcester Night is a partnership with Discover Central Mass, and then the next one is a partnership with Hanover Theater, and that's going to be Mystery Night, and the movie is Clue, and that's
a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Fun,
Yeah, there's a lot of star characters in that.
Yeah.
And then
Star-studded lineup.
Star-studded lineup. There it is. And it's funny. But there's going to be a live mystery experience, kind of like those mystery dinners.
Oh, nice.
So it's like a professional group that normally does it at Hilton, I believe, regularly. So the live murder mystery experience. Audience participation. Nice. You're going to have to help solve and there's a bunch of actors, and so it should be really fun. And then the Hanover's improv group is going to be doing a set as well right after that.
So the Hanover Theater is already involved, so they know very well. Okay.
Yeah. And good. Then so that'll be a lot of fun. And then September 9th is Hispanic and Latino Heritage Night.
Excellent.
And that's a partnership with Casita. And the
shout out to Casita, by the way, great program. We've talked to and interviewed them before as well. So I'm excited that you're collaborating with them as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a fantastic group. We've assisted them with our event kit every year with the Dia de los Muertos.
Yes.
And they did a Dia de los Muertos movie night theme for the past few years, but they switched it now to have the festival in October and then this movie night in September with us. But this year was a full-on partnership as opposed to just us supporting with the event kit with them, which we're really excited about because, like you said, an incredible organization.
Right.
And they we worked together to choose the movie. They did In the Heights movie.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Yeah. We got a good movie lineup this year.
You do have a great movie lineup. Yeah, In the Heights is a great movie. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
And I love that they're all very family-oriented.
Yeah.
You know, so you can get together with the whole family,
That's right.
go out, have a great night, and then go home, put the kids to bed, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, all those movies appeal to all ages.
Yeah.
In my opinion, which is great. Because then, some kids' movies you're like, I don't really want to watch that, or like some adult movies you can't bring the kids, and so these movies and these events and activities are really for everybody. And then there's going to be salsa lessons and performances that night before the movie.
Okay.
And then the last one is October 17th, and that's lending to Halloween.
Of course.
So we got Haunted Mansion in that one.
Excellent. The new version, I hope.
Yes.
Not the Eddie Murphy one.
The new version.
Good.
Correct. Yeah.
Good. Because the new one's way better.
Yeah, the new one I didn't get to watch it yet, but I'm excited about seeing that one. It looks fun.
It's way better than the original. It actually lends more credence to like the ride in Disney. So if you've been to Disney and you've been on the ride, there's a little. It kind of gives you like a backstory to the ride and the characters that are in that.
Oh, nice.
It's a fun movie.
Very
I
cool.
enjoyed it as an adult, and it's a great family movie, especially for Halloween. So you got it. I mean, I love that you have the different. What am I thinking? What is the word? Themes. Thank you.
Yeah, the themes it helps shape the whole event to it just more cohesive, and it's and it's more advertisable. We want people to hear of it, and I think when you theme things, it makes it simple to understand instead of like when you have a million different things coming at you, you're like, what the heck is that? But the themed is like, it's really fun. It's easy to understand and be like, oh, that theme is for me or it's not for me. And
hopefully all these themes are for you.
Yeah, I think so. We try to make it welcoming for everybody. But and then the pre-activity for the last one I'm excited about too. So we have the president CEO of of the historical museum, Bill, who is going to teach us about the cemetery at the Worcester Common.
Oh wow, nice.
So we can kind of learn a little bit of history about the
Right.
cemetery we're having the event at, right?
Right.
Because
And
Worcester
then
Common
people-
is a cemetery.
Yeah. I wonder if exactly. I
Which-
wonder if people realize they're sitting where old graves used to
Yeah.
sit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
And
think
some, according to some kind of myth, anyway, at the very least, there's may have been some graves even left behind. So who
exactly.
knows?
Oh, there is still in the middle.
Yeah.
But we don't
yeah.
know about underneath quite
Right.
unless you dig it up, right? So yeah, I think it's perfect for Halloween. It's a little history lesson, but a little creepy too.
Yeah.
But then also we have Tim Weisberg, who's a well-known paranormal investigator,
Okay.
and he has his own like ghost story show, and he's gonna be telling ghost stories.
Excellent.
Future guest on InnerViews.
Really?
Yeah.
Future guest on interviews, John said. I like
Perfect.
that. I love ghost stories and paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know,
So he'll be there doing a live ghost story.
I like to say I'm skeptic, but, you know, when I'm in the midst of paranormal type surroundings, I believe in ghosts. If I'm standing in the middle of a cemetery at night,
Yeah.
yes, I'm afraid of ghosts. But yeah, that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
And that's just movies on
That's
the common.
just movies on the
Never
common.
mind out to lunch. So what's
That's
your
right.
lineup for out to lunch?
One more quick mention before I switch to out to lunch.
Yes.
If you are the first 50 people who come to any of the movies on the common, you get $10 towards any of the food and drink vendors.
Oh, that's right. I meant to go back to that because you did say you gave $10 vouchers for the people who weren't able to
Yeah.
attend Barbie.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So we have these little cards that's basically worth money at the vendors. And so the first 50 people who come, you get $10. And you can spend it at any of the vendors that we have there. We have different
That's
food and drink
amazing.
vendors. And then the first 100 people who come get a free bag of popcorn from Minuteman Cattle Corn.
Oh wow! And
yeah.
so these vendors are all local businesses as well.
Yep, they're local vendors. Yep.
Wow!
So we do invite the any brick and mortars to come, and then otherwise it's vendors that normally do events in Worcester. But then also a lot of the businesses surrounding the common that may not set up on the actual park, they will do discounts and encourage you to come grab something from their store
like
and
the
bring it
surrounding
over.
businesses
That's
around
right.
the oval.
That's right. Yeah. So it's really easy to take out too.
And there's some great restaurants
Great
around
restaurants,
there, like
yeah.
the Shawarma Palace.
Yeah. Really
Amazing.
easy to grab the food and take a seat.
I'm sorry.
Are there any vendor spots left?
Are there any vendor spots left?
So there isn't. So for out to lunch, those are that's where we have the applications open. The
Mhm.
applications did close, but it doesn't hurt to reach out in case someone cancels. So
Right.
in case someone cancels and we do end up having spots available, definitely
Where
encourage you
can
to
we
reach
do
out.
that? On your website?
Yep, downtownworcester.org has a contact information. Otherwise, it'd be program coordinator at downtownworcester.org, which is kind of long to remember.
And just we're gonna tag that above, but just
Sure.
email you that I'm interested in a vendor spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of vendor spots, I think this will be a perfect time to mention that we are going to be doing. I don't know exactly which shows. John, I'm sure he can put the dates up top. But we're going to be vendors at Out to Lunch.
Great.
And
Great,
we are
yes.
going to be selling. What do you think of that? Huh?
Oh, I love
We're
that.
going to be selling our
That's
merch.
an awesome T-shirt.
Our
Yeah.
Manny J Media T-shirt.
That's
the
fun.
community delivered there. That's a hand-drawn alien by me. Do you see the
I
resemblance?
love that.
Like, we
That's
look
fantastic.
a lot alike.
That's fantastic.
So these are only $20. Now, I want to say I've been watching a lot of people selling T-shirts lately, and they're selling them for like $30. I'm really not trying to hook and sink you. I'm just trying to let you know it's a really good deal, really good quality, and every penny of this T-shirt goes right back into Manny J Media being able to be in the community to deliver this information, access, awareness, resources to you guys. So if you want to help and you're limited on funds, this is a great way to do it. You can come down to the Common Oval on all these great nights, which we'll also be posting the dates up above, and we'll be sharing them all summer long. Show up and see us. Mama J Media will be there, probably selling them. Maybe even Leanne. I don't know. We'll see. You might meet a different character every time. So come down, look for our table, and at the same time, check out all the other vendors and enjoy some great entertainment that you guys have lined up.
Yeah, Out to Lunch is a phenomenal event. It's really like a cultural cornerstone of Worcester because it showcases all these different aspects of people who work really hard at their small business. So, it's artisans and crafters, it's food vendors who started their businesses from their ground up, it's farmers. I don't know who works harder than farmers, but
Right.
it's all these people who are from this area that are showcasing their products that they made. So farmers market, it's crafters, it's food vendors, and it's nonprofits,
Yeah.
and the nonprofits all have different activities at each one of their tents, so it's fun. A unique activity thing, and
Yeah.
so it's definitely a good time. But then there's a focus on live music at that one, which is also great because it showcases all these different really talented musicians. And it's every Thursday from 11 to 2 p.m. From July 11th to August 15th, with the rain dates being the last 2 dates in August. And movies on the Common and Out to Lunch are both free. So you can come and enjoy all of these entertainment activities and vendors. And if you want to go shopping, there's great places to shop, but the events are free.
And I must say, with your local small businesses and artisans, sorry, I think I have to sneeze. Whoa, the allergies, man, they get me.
Oh, that's
Oof.
tough this year for allergies. Yeah.
With the local small businesses and artisans, if you're ever gonna get a better deal on different goods and wares, it's now. You go to Walmart and all these. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be calling out
Prices
businesses.
are high.
They're high.
Yeah, prices are high.
They're
Buy
ridiculous.
better to support your community and allow the money to stay here.
And not
and
only
them to
stay
grow.
here, but
Yeah.
support a business
Yeah.
and help a business to
Absolutely.
grow, and also help feed a family, like your
Absolutely.
neighbor's
Yeah.
family.
It
So
directly affects them.
if you're gonna spend high anyway,
Mhm.
you might as well spend with local artisans, local curators,
Mhm.
local businesses.
Absolutely. Get something
And
unique.
yeah, and honestly, when I go to these different vendor events, the prices that the vendors are setting are very reasonable, very
Yeah.
very reasonable.
Yeah. They want people to be able to afford it.
Right. And they
Um,
obviously want people
yeah.
to come back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh
No,
my goodness.
absolutely.
I had to wait for the camera to come on. Oy. My allergies are attacking me at the
Um,
worst time right now.
And a new addition to both of them this year, also, actually, I forgot to mention about the movies, is we have Creed Lounge that's going to be doing beer, wine at all the
Really?
events. Yep.
Really?
Hmm.
Did you know that, folks? Did you know that you
Yeah.
can get your sippy sip on?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah, and you can
Really?
you can see Creed Lounge right from the Common,
Yeah.
so it's a local, it's a local bar.
it's a really good selling point.
Yeah.
Get somebody out. To get them out. It's what better way than to go watch a great movie. Your kids are safe. They're in
That's
a
right. Everybody's there together.
environment with
Yeah.
a good boundaries, and you can everyone's there together.
Mhm.
Get yourself a little sip of wine, watch a good movie, and have a nice
Yep.
evening.
Yeah.
Or afternoon.
Yeah.
Is there going to be wine in the afternoon as well?
Out to lunch and movies in the Common. Yep.
Awesome.
So 11 to 2, you need
Nothing
a
wrong with
nice
it.
break from work, or
Yeah,
or
nothing.
you're on vacation, you're visiting this great event. Why not
That's
have a
right.
mimosa?
Absolutely, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, a lunch beverage isn't that unheard
Yeah.
of.
No, absolutely not.
But and also, it's just nice to have a different element.
Right.
And I think that's and we're gonna make a really cool lounge. We're gonna have like hammocks and Adirondack chairs.
Really?
So it'll be a neat little separate kind of part where maybe you could socialize.
Right. And so it's not all about just showing up and spending money. It's actually all about coming together as a community.
That's right. Yes.
And enjoying
Yeah.
ourselves and
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
being outside is summer.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
enjoy it while it lasts, because we're gonna be crying real soon that it's 100 degrees below zero. All I know is I couldn't wait for the summer to come, and I felt like April took forever because it was a cold April. It was a cold, rainy, soggy,
Yes.
nasty April,
Yeah.
and it took forever. And now it's here. Let's get outside and enjoy it.
Yes, that's
and I
right.
love that the city of Worcester and organizations such as the Bid are doing things and making events available for us to actually do something while we're outside instead of
Yeah.
sitting in our own backyards or
Mhm.
what have you. You can go and utilize the public space that's
Mhm.
there
Yeah.
for us to enjoy
That's right.
And
Mhm.
great organizations like yourselves are providing entertainment, you're
Mhm.
providing food options, you're providing all different seating options. It's all different kinds of great draws for
Mhm.
us to get downtown
Yeah,
and enjoy ourselves.
that's right.
What else do you got? We do. All right, I know you saw the sign, so I'll call it out. So time flies when we're having fun. I can't believe
Yeah.
we're already done, but here we are. What should I know about what the bid has coming up, or what should I keep an eye out for?
Yeah, I definitely think our website downtownworcester.org has an event page that has everything listed there. Our socials, we're really active about making events there, so
Yeah.
you can jump on Facebook and click events, find them there. Um, and as well, we do have a newsletter. If anyone wants to be directly emailed as soon as we are planning a new event, then it's a great way to figure out what's new and what's happening. The only we do have a beer crawl coming up soon too, actually in July, because we have 3 breweries now. Odd by Worcester, the Notch, and 67 Brewing is going to be opening in July 4th.
Very nice.
Right in Eaton Place. So
Yeah.
we thought that would be a fun try out all these different breweries with us.
Right.
And then we do have a large scale public art project called You Belong Here. That's going to be a 15-foot by 90-foot piece by local artist Sharina Treveso.
You're not gonna believe this. You're probably gonna think I'm a liar too. That's my cousin.
No way.
Yes.
Amazing.
Oh, you did know that? Okay. All right. I didn't know.
And
Listen.
so the celebration is
Yes,
coming up
that's
in
right.
October.
I love you, Sharina. Aw,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So yeah, she's gonna be.
It's
wow,
going to be an
I'm gonna-
amazing event as well.
And,
But, so
do you
keep
know what the
tuned
mural
for that.
includes, or is that
So-
something we need to look out for?
Look out for the
Look
details
out
on that,
for
because
it.
this one
All
is actually, while she did the design,
Yeah.
it isn't going to be a mural, so it will be a
Okay.
unique piece. It's
Okay.
a mixture of the art and lighting. So this is
Nice.
going to be a really, really unique piece for
I gotta get
Worcester.
you on the show,
It's
girl.
gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna get her on the show.
You should.
We gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
But obviously, closer to when the reveal is, we're not
Yeah.
gonna do any spoilers. And we want you guys all to go down and support and show up and see this thing in person, because
Absolutely.
there's nothing like being there in person for
Yeah,
any of
absolutely.
this. Yeah.
And it's amazing lineup, both movies and musicians and vendors. So you're gonna walk away with being happy you came.
Right.
So it's definitely worth spreading the word and worth coming, and it's free.
Absolutely.
You don't lose anything.
And real quick, I'm curious if you know what the farmers, and John, you might know too, I'm not sure. The farmer markets, those individuals that are going to be selling. Do you know if they're taking SNAP?
REC does. Yes. Yep.
Saying. And
Yeah.
when you use your SNAP benefits at the farmer market, I believe you're credited back what you spent,
Yeah.
so that you can use that in the supermarket as well, in addition to.
Mhm.
So it's a
It's
come
a
on,
win-win.
guys! It's
Yeah.
a win-win for all of
Yeah.
us. Let's get down there.
Yeah.
Support these farmers. Get some great entertainment, good vibes, good people, good community.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of
I
course.
appreciate. If you could just bring the word back to the bid, and from me personally and Manny J Media, just how grateful we are to have an amazing organization in the community like yourselves.
Thank you.
Before we go, if you could just shout out your website one more time and your social.
Yeah. So
Not
downtown.
your social number, social security number. Your social media.
downtownworcester.org, and then it's Downtown Worcester Bid on the socials.
All right.
So yeah,
All
thank you
right.
so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And with that being said, it's your boy Manny, and
Victoria Mariano.
this has been another episode of Interviews with The Bid. We'll see you next time. Peace.